Chapter 4 of 365 Foreign Dishes. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Lucy Perry. 365 Foreign Dishes by Unknown. April. 1. Italian tongue. Boil a beef tongue until tender, skin and slice thin. Heat 2 tablespoonfuls of butter. Add 1 chopped onion and 2 cloves of garlic minced fine. Stir in 1 tablespoonful of flour until brown. Add a little water, 1 cup of tomato sauce, half a cup chopped mushrooms, lemon juice, salt and pepper to taste. Let boil. Add the sliced tongue and half a glass of sherry wine. Simmer 10 minutes. Serve with baked macaroni. 2. German prune pudding. Cook 1 pound of prunes in a large saucepan with sliced lemon, a piece of stick cinnamon and brown sugar. Soak half a loaf of bread in water, press out dry. Add 3 eggs, a quarter of a teaspoonful each of cinnamon, cloves and allspice. Add flour sifted with a teaspoonful of baking powder. Make into a large roll, place in the centre of the prunes, cover with brown sugar and a tablespoonful of molasses and put in the oven to bake until done. Serve hot or cold. 3. Swiss pot roast. Season a breast of veal with salt, pepper and ginger. Heat a cupful of dripping. Lay the meat in the stewpan with the dripping, 1 onion, some celery seed, caraway seed, a few peppercorns and parsley. Cover and let stew slowly until nearly done. Then add 1 cup of tomato sauce and cook slowly until tender. Serve with baked potatoes. 4. Mushrooms à la bordelaise. Drain 1 can of mushrooms. Chop 6 shallots very fine and sauté in 1 tablespoonful of butter. Add the chopped mushrooms, sprinkle with salt, pepper, some chopped parsley and 1 minced bay leaf. Let cook 10 minutes with half a glass of sherry wine. Serve hot on slices of French toast. 5. Turkish soup. Season and fry some lamb chops. Add 2 green peppers sliced thin, 1 onion chopped and a herb bouquet. Then cook half a cup of barley in 1 quart of soup stock until tender. Pour all together and let cook until meat is very tender. Serve hot. 6. Scotch omelette. Boil young tender leeks in salted water, let drain. Chop to a fine mince and fry in hot butter. Add 6 well-beaten eggs, sprinkle with salt and pepper and fold into an omelette and serve on a hot dish. 7. Jewish egg bread. Soak some mozzos in milk for a few minutes, then dip them into seasoned beaten eggs. Add a pinch of sugar and let them fry in hot rendered butter until a golden brown. Sprinkle with pulverized sugar and cinnamon and serve hot with coffee. 8. Bombay broiled kidney. Clean sheep's kidneys and cut into thin slices. Sprinkle with salt, cayenne pepper and grated lemon peel. Then dip in beaten egg and fine breadcrumbs and broil on a hot greased gridiron. Serve on buttered toast, spread with curry paste. 9. German prune kuchen. Boil some prunes until tender. Remove the kernels and mash the prunes well. Mix with sugar, cinnamon and lemon juice to taste. Make a rich biscuit dough. Roll out and place on a well-buttered baking pan. Fill with the prunes and let bake until done. Serve cold. 10. French roast with carrots. Lard a round of beef with slices of bacon and put in a large saucepan. Cover and let brown a few minutes. Add sliced onion and boiling water to cover. Let cook slowly until tender. Then scrape 6 carrots and cut thin. Add 2 sliced onions, 2 cloves of garlic and let cook until tender. Thicken with butter and flour. Season highly with salt, pepper and parsley. Add to the meat and let all cook together a half hour and serve hot. 11. Spanish fried chicken. Cut a fat hen into pieces at the joints and boil until tender. Season and fry with 1 onion and 2 green peppers chopped fine. Add 1 cup of tomato sauce, salt and pepper to taste. Serve the chicken on a platter with boiled rice. 12. Hungarian bread pudding. Chop half a cup of suet. Mix with half a loaf of stale bread that has been soaked and pressed dry. Add 1 cup of chopped apples, 1 cup of sugar, half a cup of chopped raisins and nuts. Sprinkle with cinnamon, nutmeg and grated lemon peel. Then mix with the yolks of 4 eggs and the whites beaten stiff. Put in a well-buttered pudding dish and let bake until done. Serve hot with wine sauce. 13. Swedish baked turnips. Peel small tender turnips. Heat 1 tablespoonful of butter in a saucepan. Place the turnips in whole, sprinkle with salt and pepper. Add a tablespoonful of sugar. Pour over a cup of water, cover, and let cook for 1 hour until tender but not broken. Thicken the sauce with flour and milk. Add a little water and set in the oven a half hour, covered with paper. Then serve. 14. Belgian baked bananas. Skin fine bananas and lay them whole in a baking dish. Sprinkle with sugar and grated lemon peel. Add the juice of 1 orange, half a lemon and half a glass of sherry wine. Let bake in a quick oven. Put the bananas in a glass dish and pour over the sauce. Let get cold and serve. 15. Japanese rice. Boil 1 cup of rice, add 3 chopped shallots, 1 teaspoonful of soy and salt to taste. Place on a platter, cover with chopped hard-boiled eggs, sprinkle with salt, paprika and chopped parsley. Garnish with some thin slices of smoked salmon. 16. Scotch loaf cake. Mix half a pound of butter with 1/4 pound of sugar, half a cup of chopped nuts and half a cup of shredded citron. Then work in 1 pound of sifted flour with 2 teaspoonfuls of baking powder. Make a loaf a ½ inch thick and bake in a moderate oven until done. 17. English meatloaf. Chop cooked veal and boiled ham. Place in a well-greased mould, alternate layers of veal, ham and hard-boiled eggs. Sprinkle with pepper, mace and chopped parsley. Moisten with beef stock and let bake in the oven. Serve cold, sliced very thin, garnished with watercress. 18. Jewish Purim cakes. Beat 1 cup of sugar with half a cup of butter to a cream. Add 2 beaten eggs, a pinch of salt, half a cup of milk and the grated peel of half a lemon. Add enough sifted flour with 1 teaspoonful of baking powder to make a soft biscuit dough. Put on a well-floured baking board. Roll out a ½ inch thick. Cut into triangles and drop in a kettle of hot rendered butter. Fry until a golden brown. Then mix some powdered sugar with a little milk and flavour with vanilla. Spread on the top. 19. Swiss pie. Make a rich pie dough. Line a buttered pie dish with the dough, then slice 3 onions very thin and let cook in hot butter until tender. Add a pinch of salt. Fill the pie with the onions, cover the top with cream and let bake in a moderate oven until done. Serve hot or cold. 20. French apple fritters. Peel and slice large apples, sprinkle with sugar and lemon juice and make a rich egg batter. Sweeten to taste and flavour with 2 tablespoonfuls of orange flower water. Lay the sliced apples in the batter and fry in deep hot lard to a golden brown. Serve with wine sauce. 21. Jewish Purim torte. Line a well-buttered baking dish with a rich pie paste. Then mix 1 cup of fine poppy seeds with the yolks of 5 eggs and half a cup of sugar, some chopped raisins and nuts, and the juice of half a lemon. Add the whites beaten stiff, then fill with the mixture and let bake until done. 22. English boiled pudding. Mix ½ pound of butter with ½ pound of powdered sugar to a cream. Add the yolks of 6 eggs beaten, half a cup of seeded raisins and some chopped citron, a pinch of nutmeg and cinnamon. Mix in ½ pound of sifted flour and half a teaspoonful of baking powder. Add the whites, beaten to a stiff froth, put in a buttered pudding mould and let boil until done. Serve with brandy sauce. 23. German stewed brains. Clean the brains. Heat 1 tablespoonful of drippings in a pan. Add the brains, 1 sliced onion, some parsley, salt and pepper. Let stew 15 minutes. Thicken the sauce with butter and flour. Let boil up. Serve hot with spinach and sprinkle all with chopped hard-boiled eggs. 24. Scotch cream muffins. Sift 1 pint of flour with 1 teaspoonful of baking powder. Beat 3 yolks of eggs with a pinch of salt. Add 1 pint of cream and 1 tablespoonful of melted butter. Stir in the flour. Add the whites beaten to a stiff froth. Beat all well together. Fill the muffin rings half full and bake in a quick oven for 20 minutes. 25. French tart. Make a rich pie dough. Line a large pie dish with the paste and bake. Take 3 ounces of almonds and pound to a paste. Add 3 tablespoonfuls of pulverized sugar, 2 tablespoonfuls of melted butter, half a teaspoonful of cinnamon and the yolks of 2 eggs, well beaten, with 1 tablespoonful of rum. Add the beaten whites, fill the pie, and bake in a moderate oven. Then make a glacé. Mix 1 ounce of granulated sugar with 1 tablespoonful of cold water and let come to a boil. Put on the pie when cool and serve. 26. Polish stewed beans. Break string beans into pieces and let boil in salted water until tender. Then heat 1 tablespoonful of butter, stir in 1 tablespoonful of flour until brown. Add the water in which the beans were cooked, half a cup of vinegar, 1 tablespoonful of brown sugar, some cinnamon and cloves to taste. Let sauce boil. Add the beans and simmer 10 minutes. Serve hot with a beef pot roast. 27. Vienna milk rolls. Sift 1 1/2 quarts of flour, add half a teaspoonful of salt. Work in a large tablespoonful of butter, then stir in half a cup of milk with a piece of yeast dissolved in the milk and a teaspoonful of sugar. Beat all up well with 1 pint of milk. Let raise overnight. Roll out an inch thick, cut with a biscuit cutter, rub with melted butter, lay in a buttered baking pan. Let raise 1 hour. Then bake in a hot oven 20 minutes. 28. Scotch potato stew. Cut the potatoes into small diced pieces and fry in hot lard. Then fry 1 onion cut fine in hot butter, but do not brown. Stir in some flour, then add milk, salt, pepper and parsley. Let boil up once and add the potatoes to the sauce. Let all get very hot and serve. 29. Jewish dumplings. Soak 6 crackers in water, then press dry. Fry 1 chopped onion in butter and pour over the crackers. Add 3 eggs and chopped parsley. Sprinkle with salt, pepper and nutmeg. Mix all with some cracker meal until you can form into balls and boil in salted water until done. Serve hot with melted butter poured over them and garnish with parsley. 30. Italian soup. Chop some cabbage and let fry in 2 tablespoonfuls of butter. Add half a cup of rice, dry, and 1 clove of garlic chopped with half a small onion. Let fry a few minutes, then add 2 quarts of soup stock seasoned with salt, white pepper and a little saffron to taste. Add half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese, let all cook until done. Serve with toasted croutons. End of April. Recording by Lucy Perry, in Bath, on December 15, 2009.